Hello and welcome back. Today we are looking at first issue special number 5 featuring Manhunter. 1975 was a weird year for DC. Alright, so first of all, the cover is awesome looking. It's a Jack Kirby cover and it's got a disembodied head hanging from a peg on the wall. You got the Manhunter in the background looking ready for action. Pretty cool. And you know what? That actually appears in the story. It's on the first page. Now this is sort of an origin story for Manhunter, and it's written by Jack Kirby and drawn by him. And I gotta admit, some of the art looks really cool. I'm not a huge Jack Kirby fan, as I've stated before, and will probably many times in the future. But I really dig some of the art in this one. The story opens on Manhunter going into this wall of heads, they call it. They're this cavern of heads, and all the heads look really cool and kind of creepy. And Manhunter looks really cool as he confronts, on this 2-page spread, he's confronting somebody named Chopper, which is a stupid villain name, by the way. But the guy looks pretty cool. He looks kind of alien, but it's just a mask. And they fight it out. The bad guy gets the drop on Manhunter and drops what he calls the electric head on Manhunter's noggin to try and make him into one of the masks on the wall. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. The electric head sounds vaguely like a Rob Zombie song. I think that is the name of a Rob Zombie song. So, as a Rob Zombie fan, I appreciate that. But since this predates that by quite a bit, but still a cool phrasing, cool gadget. When that doesn't kill Manhunter, the guy comes at him with an axe. They duke it out. He fries the guy, but he's feeling kind of old, because he is old. He takes his mask off and he's some old-looking guy of, I don't know, maybe Asian, maybe Caucasian. I can't really tell with Kirby's art style. Then we cut to Mark Shaw, public defender, who's sort of a failure, apparently, at his job. He's trying to defend an innocent man, but things don't go well. He's having a rough time of it, and his uncle shares with him his secret room full of treasures to show him that there are other people that believe in justice. There was an old sect called the Shan, and they were members of a warrior culture who fought in justice of warlords, and he has a suit similar to the Manhunter. It looks very Asian-y. And he pulls out some magic medallion with a lion on it that's supposed to contact these people. Then we jump to chapter 3, where this Grand Master is talking to the current Manhunter, who's like, I'm old, I need a replacement. And they're like, oh, we're the last ones. And just then, Mark Shaw says, hello, my name is Mark Shaw, through this giant weird lion statue. It's not explained where their technology comes from, why they have these, like, blaster rods or batons, whatever they're called. I'm sure somebody will yell at me for not knowing that one. And then it just skips over to days later at Mark's uncle's house again, and he's got the Manhunter costume on. We don't know why. Maybe they FedExed it. I'm not sure. It's not explained. All it says is that he got a box that arrived today, and it's got a lion logo on it. So he's trying on his goofy outfit, which actually looks kind of cool in this one. The Manhunters were pretty cool when they were like the Space Corps kind of guys. I think they were robots for a while too. But anyway, this just kind of rambling goes into nowhere as some thugs show up and attack, and he beats the crap out of him. But they know who he is. His uncle calls him Mark, and they're at his uncle's house. It's pretty obvious his secret identity. And they just tie these guys up. And then he's like, I'm going to go after your boss. Who sent you? And they say, it was Al Beefer, the hog. That's an actual quote. Al Beefer, the hog. Wouldn't they call him like the cow? Because his last name is Beefer? I don't... That's not funny, okay? Even for the 70s. Anyway... yeah, he wants to go serve some justice, so he goes out in search of Al Beefer on foot, and then they cut to a scene of the Manhunter guys from the Shan saying, oh, he's off on his first task. Well, we'll see how this goes. And the next image is, final panel is of some really fat-faced guy with really monstrously big lips, and that's where it ends. It ends on yet another cliffhanger. Like, just do a self-contained story. Don't give me this tease stuff where you give me half of a story that's really irritating, but every issue does this. They're trying to develop new characters, trying to introduce replacements for old characters. I don't think this is the first appearance of Manhunter. It might be, but if it is, it's a terrible first appearance. But I'm pretty sure Manhunter appeared before this. But overall, I'd have to say the story's okay. It needed some tweaks, I think. I think they were just letting Kirby do kind of whatever he wanted at this point. But it's not a bad story. It's an interesting introduction to the Manhunter concept. The Cave of Heads was really cool. I thought that was probably the best part. Overall, the art's not bad. It's typical Kirby style. Not really my thing, but I could see why people like it. I like all the contraptions and stuff. It actually worked in this one. So yeah, it was a bit of a mixed bag. As far as 70s books go, it definitely has that same 70s flair that you'd expect. Beyond that, it was not a self-contained story. There's no follow-up. As far as I know, the storyline was never resolved, and it really didn't do much to further the characters. There was no real character development. I would have liked to have had this spread out into like a 2 or 3 part story where they go into more about Mark Shaw getting the Manhunter costume and using it, what its abilities and limitations are. None of that is presented here. They just apparently just mailed him a box and they're like, congratulations, you're in the club. Not exactly a rigid testing system. That would have been a little more interesting, but we don't get that. So overall, it was a decent 70s story, but there was a lot more they could have done with it. I was a little disappointed overall, but not a bad story. But that'll do it for this one. That's my review, and we hope to see you on the next one. Thanks for listening.